This is a story about good words, miracles, and salvation. I've known a guy, I'll call him Stonehands. It's a football reference for those of you who understand what that might mean. A good friend of mine, about 25 years. He used to hang out with me. He pointed this out when I talked to him yesterday. He used to know me back when we were heavy drinkers, and I was a heavy drinker, and we used to party together. So he pointed out that I've seen the transition in you, and what he means by that is what Jesus has been doing. So I'm going to tell you his story. Stonehands and I, as life goes, we got separated. He went his way, I went mine, and then I ended up pastoring a church in Southeast Baltimore, and I called him up, and he came over to attend my church, and he brought his wife. He got married to a woman. We'll call her Flower, and Flower was a very pretty woman, a younger woman than him, very pretty, and I call her Flower because she looked kind of delicate. So Stonehands and Flower began attending my church. One day, Stonehands invited me over to his home for a visit. We were talking, hanging out, and he brought up how his wife was younger than him, but he wanted to have a baby. And I said, well, why don't you have a baby then? He said, well, I had a vasectomy, and I don't have the money to reverse it. And as he was telling me that, Jesus pounded into my head, something, and I just responded immediately, and I said, look, I think that God is bigger than any man-made surgery. I think that he can change anything that you have done. And I said, do you want me to pray for you? And he said, yeah. So I prayed for God to open him up and to bypass this surgery so that him and Flower could enjoy a baby together. 2 months later, Stonehands came into my church on a Sunday, and he was loud and happy, and he's like, we're having a baby. So we all kind of rejoiced in that. And then 2 months later, he called me, and he was distraught, and he said, look, we lost the baby. And I said, look, man, come to church. Come to church tonight and talk to me. I'll meet you guys at the church. So they both came to the church that night. And as they were coming, I was praying, and God gave me a message for them. And I want to get this right, so I'm going to read it to you. Jesus told me when they got there, and Flower was not a Christian at the time, but Jesus told me, I gave you a child so you see who I am, my power. I took the child back to me because you have something in your life that needs to change. Well, when I told them that, it led to other conversation, but Flower ended up getting saved that night. So this started with good words. It started with a miracle, then a miracle, and then a salvation. Now, to this day, the thing that is still in their life that needs to be removed is still there, and there's still no children. However, Flower got saved, we received good words, and there was a miracle. So this is a great story, and if you're interested in stories like this and what the Project of Salisbury, Maryland, the Truth Project is doing, you can click the link above or below or wherever it is, and it'll take you to more stories like this. Thanks for listening. This is Troy, Truth Project, Salisbury, Maryland.